darlings. So it is a new year. That is the weirdest thing. 2018. I never honestly knew that I would make it this far. But we're here. We've made it. I'd like to thank my parents for keeping me alive. I'd like to thank my friends for not letting me make that many stupid decisions. Today, I wanted to do just a quick video on how I do my contour. I get quite a few questions about that just because I feel like a lot of times people do a contour and it looks too heavy, or they don't feel like it looks super natural, or it looks like it's caked on, or they're not sure how to set it, or there are a lot of things that can happen when you're doing a contour, especially a cream contour. So I'm going to show you how I do. If you want to learn a little bit about contour, stay tuned. For today's video, Purpose Moisturizer. Then I have been using this Hourglass foundation. This is so dirty, don't judge me. But it's a liquid powder foundation. So it's super matte. I love to use a more matte foundation and then sort of create a dewiness or use a highlighter to give myself a little bit more of that dewy, shimmery look. So I honestly just sort of warm that foundation between my hands and pat it all over. Now, if I wasn't just doing a contour, if I was doing an eye look, I would probably put a little primer on my lids and go ahead and do my full eye makeup and then go back and do my face afterward. So I like to just apply that foundation and then use a flat like powder brush, and then I just sort of in circles blend that in. You could totally use a beauty blender, but I am more of a brush girl. So just blend that right in. Then we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of under eye concealer. So I use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I just put a little bit of that on the back of my hand and use a concealer brush and just get a little bit of that on that brush and then just tap it. I start and kind of do a triangle underneath my eye, just covering those dark circles. So that's just going to give us a little bit more coverage right there in that darkness. So I'm going to use that same brush and just kind of pat that concealer into my skin. You don't really want to rub because you want to just blend that product and not wipe it away. So now I'm just going to use, this is just Sephora brand, and it's just a really dark, the darkest foundation that you can get. I love to contour with a foundation. So I just put a little bit of that on the back of my hand, just a teeny bit. A little bit will go a long way when you're using such a dark color. Go maybe 3 or 4 shades darker than your actual skin tone. And then the other way with your highlight, you're gonna wanna go a little bit lighter, but possibly not quite this drastic. So I like to start along my hairline and just sort of pat that as close to my hairline as I can get, and just sort of spreading that product down toward your brows. And then just bring that along your nose, just barely pat. Just a very thin line. Kind of do this, once again, pay attention to your natural face shape. If you already have a fairly thin nose, you might honestly even just want to skip this step. And then now we're going to go right under our cheekbones. So you can see sort of where my natural cheekbones are. So I like to be just right above where that actual dip would be. So just to even make my cheekbones look that much higher. So I'm going to just pat that a little bit darker toward the outside and then bring it in. Whew, man, beautiful. You didn't know what you were getting yourself into today. So now you have a crazy looking face. So now we're going to blend it. Pressing, patting, sort of buffing that out. There you go. So to every shadow that you create, you want to go back and add a highlight. So I'm using just a much lighter Sephora brand foundation, and just get a teeny bit of that on your hand and go back with a concealer brush, and we're just going to add a highlight opposite to all of those shadows that we just created. So just below that line that you've drawn there, you're going to just along the bridge of your nose. Perhaps right on the insides of your eyes. And then just right sort of in a triangle shape, sort of right where you placed that concealer under your eye. And we are going to blend that out, so don't feel like you have to come and make a huge triangle on your face. The goal is for this to still look natural, but just to kind of enhance your natural face shape. You're going to do the same thing, just kind of pat and blend in those highlights. And just patting that in right under those eyes. So now we're just going to set it. So I'm first going to go in with just, this is my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. So I'm just going to go in and lightly, I like to mix sort of this cool tone and then that little bit warmer tone, and just barely dust that along where you just put that dark foundation. Put under that jaw. I'm gonna bring just a little bit down the sides of my neck just to kind of make sure nothing looks too crazy. Along the bridge of my nose, I'm just gonna dust that right there. So it really just looks like a shadow and not as warm as your cheeks. And then I'm gonna use my Patrick Starrr setting powder, and I am just lightly gonna set under my eyes and along those highlights. So I love to use, I call this my toothbrush brush. So just setting right under that. Kind of patting and setting right under those eyes. Pressing the powder. Just kind of blending that out into that deeper contour along your forehead. Now I'm going to do just a little bit of blush. I'm using Melba by MAC. Just get that on a little powder brush. Up and back. And then I'm going to take just a really small powder brush and my Hourglass Iridescent Strobe Light Highlighter. I'm just going to pat a little bit of that, bring it along the bridge of my nose, just lightly dusting that there, right along the tip of my nose. In my Cupid's bow, just slightly kind of letting that dust there. And then I'm going to pat just a little bit across the top of my cheekbones. Y'all, this highlighter is unreal. So let me do a little bit of brows mascara and I'll be ready to go to my meeting. Okay, so we're all done. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that this was wildly helpful. If it was, please feel free to share it down below. Ding, ding, ding. And subscribe. Tell your friends, y'all. This is going to be a really exciting year. I hope that I have lots of content that's going to be super helpful for you. We have lots of big things coming up. So let's do this thing, shall we?